Hello and welcome to this introductory video where we shall be working on the header, and this header belongs to a university library that we will be building over the series of this playlist. So by the end of this series, you're supposed to have built, or you're supposed to have the ability to build your own university library. And part of what we'll be building is this studio that I am currently using to film this tutorial. So like I said in the first video, I strongly urge you to watch the first video so that you can know what we will be building, the type of university library. So as I said in that video, I have built a better studio than OBS in terms of picture quality and sound quality. Everything on this studio is top notch. To check it out, just go over to greenbooks.co.ke and then go over to the studio tab and test it yourself. You will see that many people are using OBS, but the audio and quality, the audio and video quality of our studio, the one that we will be building on this channel, is much better than it competes the software that's already out there, which includes OBS. You see this OBS studio over here? Yeah, the studio has better quality than that. So anyway, if you did not get the chance to check out the video, yeah, we'll be building a sign-in. Okay, let me just go over to the home page first. So this is how the home page looks like. You can see everything is styled. You can create blog posts, you can publish books, you can explore the library. This is the library, but I am currently offline, so images don't load up. So we have all the schools over here, and every school, including the medicine school, has departments inside. And on each department acts like a shelf, and you can add documents onto this shelf. You can add a document or a video, but I will not be doing that here. Just watch the first video to understand what we'll be building. But other key features include the studio I've already mentioned, and the library I've already mentioned, the homepage with blogs. Blog posts are supposed to be here, and the profile page. If you're not signed in, you can sign in with Google, Twitter, and even the email and password, and then you sign in. But that is content that belonged to the first video, which also included the basic setup of the items we'll be requiring for development, which is VS Code. Okay, so I think you will know how to install VS Code. If you don't, you just search for VS Code over here and use the main website to download it. I already have it installed, Visual Studio Code. And next, by the way, the link to the download of this PDF is in the description. It will help you accelerate the development, and even it will make this video shorter. Okay, we plan on making short videos, not long ones. Also have Node.js installed. I have mine. Node.js, same, just search for it and install it. I'm currently offline, so I'll not be doing that. To check the if it is properly downloaded, just run this on your command, on your terminal, I mean. So let me just delete the terminal, because this is how VS Code normally starts. So to get the terminal, there are three dots over here, and then terminal, and then new terminal. So I'll expand it because I can't zoom in for some reason, and then run node dash v. You can see it's version 20. If you get a red error, that means Node is not yet installed. So make sure you have it installed. Okay. Now, once that is done, I am already in our library. So I'll move a folder backwards. CD. This is how VS Code normally begins. This should be the name of the user. So if you are Michael, it should be C user and then Michael, which is the main folder. Now, to create a new project, you just run npx create project and then project name. project underscore name. Okay, running this command instructs Node. It instructs Node to create a project in that folder called my project. Okay, and currently I already did it for our library, so that's why I can move into our library. The project folder exists. Okay, so I already did that. There's no need to redo it. So you navigate into your project folder the way we just navigated into it. CD, our library, and then start development server, npm start. npm start. So this should start the server, and it takes time to start the server sometimes depending on the speed of your computer. So invest on a good machine, and it should launch at 3000, but 3000 is what I'm currently using to film this lecture. Like I said, I was offline, so greenbooks is running. Why is greenbooks? Here's greenbooks. So greenbooks is running on 3000, so it should bring an error here that port 3000 is already taken. We should move to port 3001 or something, but my computer is taking up time, so no. Oh, here it is. Something is already on port 3000. Yeah, we need a new port. So I select yes, and it continues running. Just give it a second. It should start up anytime now. While we wait, let's go over the other essentials. You'll need to install other packages, and here's where Node comes to play. Node and npm are used to install packages. So here it is, localhost 3001, and edit src stroke app.js and save to reload. Okay, it's already instructing you where to put your code. So here app.js, if we open app.js, we'll see edit src stroke app.js and save to reload. That is exactly what we have here. And this React logo, here it is. Okay, src logo, and that logo has been imported this way. This is how it has been imported, logo.svg. Here it is, the svg logo. But it's yeah, here it is. So the project is running as expected, but we don't have router dom installed. So for you to install it, just run this command npm I or install react router dom, and then we can begin the development from there. Now we make the header. Okay, so let's do exactly that. Use this button to create a new file called header.js, and another one called header.css. So the CSS and JavaScript folders normally complement each other in that without the CSS, this will just look black and white like this PDF that we have over here. So the CSS styles the JS. Okay, so this CSS styles the JavaScript file. And there's a shortcut to writing angle functions. And what I mean by angle function is the general format of the JS file. Okay, so just type RAF, rough key. This second option, React arrow, it's not angle, it's React arrow function export component, RAFK, the second one. So as you can see, there's a general format. There's these angle brackets that encapsulate a return section. So what is being returned is the form, the layout, okay? And what runs before the return is the logic. Here is the logic runs here. I mean, logic, logic. And here is the layout, okay? And then the whole thing is exported, export default header. But I already have that in our PDF, and like I said, the PDF is in the description below. So as you subscribe or as you log in, make sure you download it so that it accelerates your development. So what I will do, I will just copy this header, that what is being returned, and place it here. The rest of it, here it is. So this is a basic folder. This is a basic header, I mean. Let me just format it so that it makes sense to us, because right now it is not formatted at all. Nav is next. Is it nav or no? It is you who is next, and then the unordered list, and then the list items. Yeah, no, not yet. It is not yet properly formatted. Yeah, now it is properly formatted. So let me explain. This nav section is the whole section over here. This is the navigation section, okay? And then inside the nav section is a UL. UL is an unordered list. Unordered list carries now the list items, okay? The list items, which is library, studio, and even the home page. And we can even add a profile. So Shift Alt down will duplicate the current line, and let's call it profile, and here profile. Okay, so these are the list items, okay? List items, list item, list item, list item, list item. So the title is not Green Books, it is our library. Our library. And the logo has not yet been imported, so our project is likely to fail in many ways. So that is exactly what we will do. We will import the logo and everything. But, so as you can remember, we installed React Router DOM, but currently I don't have it installed. And I mentioned I was offline, but you install yours. And the import here is in the styles folder, and as you can see, our header.js is not in the styles folder, so we'll do the correct import. Dot dot head, no, head, no slash, dot css. Yeah, so you should be able to see it like that. You should pressing control and hovering over the words should indicate that we can move to that folder that way. And if we try it with the logo, it fails because it does not exist. You cannot go to that folder because it doesn't exist. But we can just do this logo.svg like that. Wait a minute, where is our logo.svg? Oh, so that means the previous image was also working. Oh, an error occurred while loading this image because the image does not exist. So let us just go back to the logo.svg, and now saving this project will fail because we don't have a React Router DOM installed yet. So what I will do, let me save it and see how it fails first. Control S. While we wait for it to save and fail, let's move on to the header.css styling. It's on the same PDF. Just get it on the download link and just follow what it says. So this is the header styling. The display is flex. The justify content is space between, align items, center padding. Everything has been set up. The color white, box shadows, and everything. So just replicate the same thing, and we set up the styling for the titles and website icon. Nav link. I'll show you how it works shortly. Just hold on tight. Let us do. I'm having a hard time copying this whole statement. All right, so here we are. We have the styling for the title. There should be dot title, website icon. Is it dot nav link? It's dot nav link, right? Yeah, it has to be a dot nav links. Dot nav link list items. Okay, so now this is how the list items inside the nav links look like, because we already have the styling for the nav links. Now we have items inside the nav links. This is how we will be specifying their colors and everything. And hover is how items look when you hover above them, like this. You see the styling is changing. It is being controlled by the CSS file. At media, these are called media queries, and it is because it queries the size of the screen and adjusts the header accordingly. So if you are using a smartphone instead of a computer, it will look different. Let me just show you how the header looks on the phone. F12. F12 will bring up this console thing over here, and then you can toggle the view. desktop and phone. So as you can see, this is how the header looks on the phone. Wait a minute. When the screen is small, it adjusts accordingly, and when the screen is wide, it becomes a the flex direction change. The flex changes. Okay, the flex changes according to the size of the phone. How items are aligned changes, and the flex direction becomes column of the nav links. So that is about the CSS. And as you can see, the class name is how the CSS is being applied through the class name. The header, the class name is called header. The class name of this title section is called title. We have logo and title inside it, and as you can remember, the website icon was specified in the CSS website icon, and here we've called it using the class name. And also you have to have it imported, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so we'll just close that for now. Closing it will urge us to save it, and also closing the header urges us to say it should urge us to save it, but we already did save it, so there's no point in saving again. What else do we need to do? Oh, create placeholder pages. Create placeholder pages. Inside the src, we will create a folder and call it pages. Now inside the pages, we will create a library.js and use the ref key. Okay, and we'll just use this h2. H2 is it's almost like a paragraph, but it's a line. It's a line. H1 is bigger than H2. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. This is a H2. This is a H3. We'll also need to create one for the studio and the profile. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the whole thing, Control A, Control C, and then, oh no, rather than copying the whole thing, I'll just copy this part. And inside the pages folder, we'll create another file called studio.js, ref key, paste, and welcome to our studio. What else? Profile.js, ref key. So all these folders, all these files, I mean, JavaScript files can have their complementary CSS files, okay? So the profile page can have a profile.css that styles it. The home page will also have its own CSS style that styles it. Home.js. Yeah, so this is basically the content of the first tutorial. On the next one, we'll be building the home page and then the library, and then we'll be finishing off with the studio and the profile with the fifth and the sixth videos. Okay, so be sure to tag along. Okay, so what's left is checking how our project looks like. So let me just close this placeholder pages for now. So just delete this whole thing. Wait a minute. Let us check the app.js. Router, where's the router? So as you can see, we'll be using many packages from Router DOM, like that. But there's something that is not covered in this document. There is something that will be, I need to complete this document because some pages need to be edited for us to actually see what we have actually done. So I'll just delete this whole section and include routes like this. Route and include our route like this. Library goes to the library, which needs to be imported. Import library from pages stroke library, like that. And we also need to import every other thing that way. Studio, what else? Home and profile. Profile, home, studio. So library, profile, studio. Okay, so in studio. So basically what we are doing is using an endpoint, an endpoint slash lecture. This is an endpoint. So slash library normally just goes to the library page, and our library page looks like this. Welcome to the library. Same for the other elements. Oh, same to the other elements, or components rather, not elements. They're called components. So we'll also need to include our header somehow. Where's our header? Our header is right here. import header from header.js, or rather just header. Now trying to save this will produce errors because we did not run this command. Where is it? Installation of important essential dependencies. So once I'm online, I will run this command and it will install React Router DOM. And because of React Router DOM, we'll be able to use packages like routes and route. Okay, routes and route, which is the correct way of doing routing. This is how to handle routing because this style of handling routing, it's not really the best. Okay, for using navlink 2, navlink 2, navlink 2 does not work really well, but using routes and route, so individual route are inside the routes component. So this normally works perfectly, but both of them rely on React Router DOM, which is currently not installed. We cannot navigate to this folder because I am currently holding control like this. You see, we can navigate to the header library, but we cannot navigate to React Router DOM because it's not yet installed. So saving app.js will produce errors. Just give it a second. As you can see, navigate is not defined, undefined in the header. Okay, can't resolve React Router DOM. So once React Router DOM is installed, everything should be running and we'll be able to see our header over here. Okay, everything will be running here. So that's it for this tutorial. Okay, it ended in errors because of failing to prepare. It ended in errors because of failing to prepare, and it's embarrassing for a first video, but that is the only error that is left. I'll get online soon and download every essential that is required for the tutorial, and I will update this PDF and I will make sure the one that you download has everything that you require. Now, in the next video, we'll be dealing with the home. Okay, so in the home, we'll have this landing page with buttons with the different styles and images on it, and a blogging section where blogs will be stacked when you are online. Okay, so that also means that we will be dealing with the back end. We'll be doing Express, a bit of Express, just an introductory um, kind of tutorial to Express.js. So see you on the next one.